Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, it's almost lunchtime here. I'm gonna post this video the day that I record it because it's already 3 days past when the event happened with my ex. With most narcissists, you can pretty well tell their games. You know what they're gonna do and how they're gonna react in situations. And with this COVID-19, I knew that as soon as my wife got, or ex-wife, as soon as my ex-wife got our son back, that I wouldn't get to see him again until this was over. And it's kind of just renewed a lot of thoughts and feelings for me as far as wanting to help people, because I got complacent. I forgot what it was like to have to deal with this and live with it, because things had been quiet for a while. She had been busy with her own life, and like I said, we recognize patterns and stuff, and I think that a lot of things in her own home now are imploding. With mine, she could only go a couple years without an incident, and that was probably at the longest. Well, no, I'll take that back. There was times when she went probably close to 4 or 5, but that was with a lot of littler, more persistent abuse. But it always ramped up. I mean, you can tell by how things go, but that's beside the point. But I haven't been able to see my son for a while now. For this, tomorrow will be the start of my second visit, and I know I'm not going to get it. She's keeps claiming that it's for his safety, that he's sick and everything, but she won't take him to the doctor. It's a sinus infection. Here it's not bad yet. I mean, you can wear a mask, you can wash hands, you can do whatever. There's a lot of people still getting out unprotected, which is stupid. But the fact of the matter is, you can protect someone to get them medicine to be healed if that's what's wrong with them right now. And she's doing everything she can to not let him come. I check on him. I do it about every other day, and I call. I'm gonna call again today. I give it 3 or 4 days because honestly it hurts me. It really does. Every time I call, I've only called I think 3 times, and the last time was a Father's Day last year, and everything just went to hell. I mean, he said a lot of hurtful things, and it was only because she had told him to. You could hear in the background. And that's the way this phone call was. It wasn't as bad, but it was bad, and I had it on speakerphone. That way my new wife and the kids could hear, that's how he has to be, And it's a shame that our system allows this just because she's a female. If you look back at this, and I guarantee you a lot of your cases out there, if they were to remove sex, identity, and read nothing but the facts, narcissists would lose 100% of the time. There's no way they couldn't. It's just the fact that you're standing there in front of someone and you're a female and the system's skewed toward your favor. I'm not hating on women. I just think it's ridiculous when they use the system to protect women at the expense of kids. And then our kids grow up unadjusted, and they can't handle life, and a lot of them become narcissists. But this phone call the other day and all this stuff that she's been doing, I've been trying not to let it bother me, but it did. It sent me into, it triggered my PTSD, okay? It set me off pretty good. I don't think I'm completely out of it yet, but I'm well enough that I can focus, and I'm getting my mind back to even make this video. I've tried like 3 or 4 times. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I've had police officers tell me that whenever she does this, that there's nothing I can do. They can't enforce it, but they've told me to, it goes both ways, So as of right now, my plan is to get him, and I'm going to keep him for all my days of my visits till we're equaled out. But I know that's not going to fly, because as soon as they go back to school, So I'm just going to lose all this time with my son. He's going to have no positive influence. And he's stuck in all that. And, you know, I hate to keep making this sound like I'm just trying to dog her, but she's a horrible person. I mean, my son is out there with people, teenagers. She supplies her teenage boys, the other ones, his stepbrothers, with alcohol, with tobacco. They smoke pot. I mean, and this is being allowed. I've alerted the authorities to it. Nobody does anything. They've posted it on Instagram. It's not like I'm making this shit up. So I don't know what it's going to take for, I guess she's going to have to really snap and hurt somebody before they go, oh shit. You know, but even then they'll have their reasons and excuses. There won't be any accountability on anybody's part for this. Or on anybody's. I mean, I know y'all are going through a similar shit. And there's no accountability for any of it. You're held accountable for shit you didn't even do. Explain to me how that's right. When all you've done the whole time, I guarantee you most of you stayed in the relationship because you was either trying to protect your kids or you were trying to help that person. All of you are good people and you're all being fucked. And it's ridiculous. And there's nothing that I know of that can be done. I have no clue. None. What do you do with a system like this where it's made to milk men? Because that's what it is. The system keeps women in power of it because, and I'm not trying to be sexist here, but women wouldn't pay. There aren't laws set up to enforce the same way that they do with men, and whenever they are enforced, they're really not enforced. Just go to talk to a man about child support, go talk to a woman about child support. If she is paying, she won't be paying it. You know, if she's ordered to pay, she won't be paying it, and there will be nothing said. Licenses won't be took, nothing. They don't garnish wages. They don't destroy your life. They don't take half of your income and say, okay, now make it. My ex-wife makes more money than I do, and so does her husband, but I have to pay her child support when we have 50-50 custody on everything. The only difference is his mailing address is at her house. So, I don't know. I'm just back like I was in the beginning. I'm frustrated. I'm just wore down. I mean, I really don't get it. I find it hard to understand why this shit happens. And I'm pissed off. I'm very pissed off at this shit. Everybody has a right to live, man or woman, without this kind of life. A child should not have to grow up in a home where it's abusive. Because it's behind closed doors doesn't make it right. Because she's a woman doesn't make it right. Abuse is abuse. It needs to stop.